Hello, Steve here from dudehack.com, and today we're going to be discussing whether or not you can browse through Tinder without signing up. Now, there are many things in life that would be wonderful to have, but just aren't exactly possible. For example, going to the gym and just expecting muscle to build overnight, or pulling off the perfect bank robbery without any repercussions. And the same can be said with Tinder when it comes to browsing through profiles without signing up. Unfortunately, it is impossible. But look, in this video today, we're going to discuss that a little bit more and show you some ways around that so you can browse through Tinder anonymously. But before we do get to that, guys, just a quick reminder, my name is Steve from dudehack.com, which is a website covering everything online dating. So if that interests you, go and check it out. And if by the end of this video, you're thinking, you know what, I don't want to actually sign up to Tinder, there's probably a better dating app out there for me, which I agree with, you should definitely go and take Dude Hack's free quiz, which you'll find a link down in the description below. And that quiz will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you better. And if you do decide to actually go ahead and use Tinder and maybe start browsing it not so anonymously, make sure you do go and grab a free copy of my book, Tinder Hacked, which will basically be a nice beginner's overview to using Tinder. And it's free, so go grab that right now. The link is just down there in the description. But you're here today to find out a little bit more about Tinder and how you can actually browse it without signing up. So let's jump into that right now. Now, in this video today, we're going to cover a couple of sort of hack little ways around that you can actually browse profiles without signing up. We're also going to be answering a couple other questions when it does come to being discreet on Tinder or maybe even trying to use the app secretly. But first, the answer that you all came here for, like I briefly mentioned there before, unfortunately, no. There is no way that you can go ahead and browse through Tinder without signing up for an account. If remaining anonymous is your main concern, though, you can by all means go ahead and create an account, maybe using a burner email if, again, you are concerned about your email being out there in the Tinder sphere. And obviously, you just wouldn't put any of your own personal details up, like photos or your full name. So basically, guys, if you do actually want to go ahead and start browsing through Tinder, the closest that you can get without signing up, that's the way that you do it. Create an account. Either don't put any photos up or just one, maybe something that's not an actual photo of you. No bio giving away any of your details like your Instagram handle or anything like that. And if you're extra concerned, maybe don't put your own email in to sign up for the account either. And this sort of leads to my next question, which is, can you use Tinder secretly? And look, really no matter what you do, whether you go and drag the Tinder icon app into the weather folder or something like that, or you go and hide in a cupboard and try to use Tinder. Guys, at the end of the day, there is still going to be ways that somebody can see you using it. And generally when it comes to this question anyway, the connotation that kind of comes with it is that it is a little bit dodgy because someone is most likely wondering so they can cheat. Or they're in a relationship already and they just wanted to browse and see what's out there. Now, look, if you're watching this and you watch Dude Hack, I'm going to assume that you're not one of those people because that's terrible. From here on out, I'm just going to assume that maybe you're a little bit nervous about using Tinder, or maybe you're around a lot of colleagues and friends and you kind of just don't want them to see you using the app. You're a little bit embarrassed or, something like that. So basically those steps that we kind of went through before about creating a profile that's bare minimum without any giving away details of you, that's what you do if you wanted to create a Tinder secretly. Now guys, just a quick reminder of a couple of things before we move ahead. Just keep in mind that creating a burner account like this is actually against Tinder's policies. So what that means is if it does catch on that you are doing this, you could get banned. So if somebody was to come across a very blank profile and sort of picked up on the fact that maybe you aren't engaging with other profiles and reported you, you do run the risk of being shadow banned, which sort of leads to my next point. My next point is that doing this could mean that you're running the risk of hurting your profile before you ever decide to actually sign up to Tinder. Now that probably doesn't quite make sense yet, but what I really mean is essentially if you were to go and create one of these burner accounts today, use Tinder for a while, swipe through a bunch of different profiles, you're not really going to be getting the most engagement, i.e. you're not really going to be getting that many right swipes. So what that means is Tinder is going to essentially store that data on your profile that you're not the most desirable profile. And if you were to then go ahead and start putting up photos and things like that of a new profile, then what would happen is unfortunately you would already be sitting at that lower score level. So essentially, even if you had the best photos in the world, the most witty bio, and were just a very desirable person, unfortunately that profile would sort of be in that undesirable category. On top of that, something that Tinder is also flagging is if somebody is creating and deleting accounts over and over again, whether that's using the same Apple ID, the same email, or the same phone number. So just make sure that if you are doing this and you're somebody that for whatever reason wants to browse through Tinder as anonymously as you can get, make sure that you're really only limiting this to maybe just once. If not, it would be better to just not do it at all, because remember, you're probably hurting your chances in the future if you do decide to use Tinder. But with that being said, guys, at this point of filming, hopefully I would have released my video on how to get your account back if Tinder has been deleted. So if it is available yet, make sure you click the link up there. Next, you might be wondering if you can actually find someone on Tinder without signing up. Well, look, we've already given it away that you have to sign up really if you want to do anything, albeit you can have that burner account. But in order to actually search someone specifically on Tinder, that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And again, before we get into this, I'm just going to assume that you're going to be using this for good, because this is definitely starting to tread into stalkerish territory. So seeing as you can't directly search for someone in Tinder, we have to get a little bit more creative. And really the only way that you can do this is by using your filters. Now you're going to have a much better run if you knew this person's age and the proximity to where you were living. And it's going to be much easier if they are in fact closer. What I mean by this is, if you haven't picked up by now, the only way that you're going to be doing this and searching for someone is by setting your age and location to a certain distance so that that person would match that criteria, and very, very tediously working your way through every single one of those profiles until you come across the person you're searching for. Now, to me, that sounds very full on. I don't know why you would want to do that, but hey, each to their own. You know the only way to do it. Whether or not you actually want to sit there and go through every single profile, that's on you. But guys, if you're searching for an ex or something like that, just trust me, move on. You're much better to focus on those other profiles that pop up. But you know, easier said than done, I understand. So I'm here if you need, all right? But the way to do this is to just go to your settings, set the age and the distance to where, well, that you think that person will fall. Like I said, if they're your next door neighbor, cool, set it to 2 kilometers away, or if you're in the States, 1 mile away. And if you know their age, simply just set that age range to a window that will include their age. Again, going back to the theme of this hurting your future chances, not only are you swiping left on a bunch of profiles that could have been perfect for you, but you're also showing the Tinder algorithm that you're somebody that doesn't really take the app seriously. Again, if you're just swiping left on absolutely everybody, Tinder's not really picking up that you're someone that's willing to engage with other profiles, will attach that sort of negative score to your profile. And then when you are ready to actually match with somebody else, well, you've just hurt your chances because you're focusing just on that one person and you may never have even found their profile. And lastly, guys, if you are living in quite a dense populated area like New York or London, well, this is going to be near impossible. And look, you may have even clicked on this video because you are somebody that is a little bit worried about Tinder privacy in general. So at this point, you have learned that you do need to have your own profile in order to have a browse through. But how can you ensure that that person isn't going to see your profile? Is there any way that you can hide your profile on Tinder? Well, yes, very, very simply, guys. What you'll do here is you'll go into your settings on Tinder and you will select the green little toggle for Show Me on Tinder off. What this means is you will no longer show up in the swiping queue, so nobody new will be able to view your profile, although people that you are matched with already will still be able to continue that conversation and view your profile. So this is perfectly used for if you're starting to get a little bit overwhelmed by all the other profiles out there, you do want some privacy, but you are enjoying the people that you are already speaking to. But guys, just try to use this seldomly. If you are really serious about finding someone, just keep in mind with Tinder, like a lot of other things in life, you have to be in it to win it. So try your best not to be too trigger happy with this button. So there you have it, guys. That was our breakdown of all things security and discretion when it does come to using Tinder and whether or not you can even join it without signing up. I hope I have given you the answer that you were seeking. And if at this point you're just thinking, you know what, Tinder just really doesn't seem like the app for me, make sure you do take our free quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you a lot better. And remember, the link to that is just in the description below. Also, if you do want to sign up to Tinder after this, make sure you grab a copy of Tinder Hacked. It's free, it's in the description, and it'll be sent straight to your email. So go and grab it now. But guys, that's basically it. If you have enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and press that thumbs up and consider subscribing. We are bringing you these videos every day for the next little while. So stay tuned, guys. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Be well, stay safe, happy holidays, and I'll see you later.